Yo, what's up guys? So today we're back with the P40 Pro, and this time I'll be focusing on the camera, which is the best component of this phone. Right, so the P40 series features the Ultra Vision Leica camera system, and it has a CMOS sensor measuring nearly a full inch diagonally, and it's the largest camera sensor in Huawei smartphone. Right, so let's begin with the camera specs. Right, so for the first lens, we have the ultra wide cine lens, Ultra Vision Wide, 5x optical telephoto, color temperature sensor, and the TOF camera. Then for the front cam, we have a 32 megapixels autofocus camera, IR depth gesture camera, and proximity sensor. Right, so let's begin and open the camera. So here is the interface, and first thing you will see is the slider that lets you switch between the primary camera, the ultra wide, 5x, and the 10x zoom, and with this you can smoothly switch between different lenses and go even all the way to 50x zoom. There is also a master AI feature that detects every scene, like for example when shooting on plants. So it detects the plants and says greenery or even the blue sky. So the master AI automatically tweaks the settings for best image result, and if you don't want this feature on, you can simply just disable it. Right, so for the first lens that we'll talk about is the aperture. Now this is best for taking pictures of food or any objects, and you can adjust the aperture so the depth of field can be deep or shallow, and it's pretty cool that even after you take the photo, you can still adjust the blur or even change the focus point. And here's a sample shot using the aperture. Next one is the night mode, and this is one of my favorite feature because the main 50 megapixel sensor supports 4-in-1 pixel binning, which means it combines infos from multiple photos into a singular pixel, and with this it achieves better flexibility in post-processing and achieves greater low light performance. So here are the sample shots, and as you see, the night mode made it look like it's well lit, even though it's really dark that I can't even see these trees anymore. It's really impressive because it's like having a night vision. The next one is the portrait mode. So here you have some effects, but I usually don't use this. And you also have the beauty effects, so if you're having big pores or any blemishes, then you can use this to smoothen your skin tone. Right, so the next one is the photo mode. So here what I do is turn on the assistive grid and horizontal level. So this is really helpful, especially when you're not sure if your photos are horizontally leveled. So this is how it looks like when you enable it. Right, so here are the sample photos from the photo mode. Right, so the next one is the video mode. So the P40 Pro can capture 4K videos at 60 frames per second, and you can change that in the settings. And as you can see here, the recommended settings is at 1080p, and this is where you get the best stabilization. Right, so here are some sample videos using the 4K settings. Right, so let's move on to the Pro mode. Now this is where you can tweak your camera as if you're using a DSLR, and you got tons of settings here that you can adjust, including the ISO and other stuff. And if you want the highest quality of your photo, then use this mode so you can get more details on your shots when you edit it. Okay, so here are some sample shots using the Pro mode. Alright, so let's go ahead and tap more and go over each modes. So the first one is the monochrome mode. So for this mode, you can select whether you use it for aperture, portrait, or for pro. So what it does is just basically makes your pictures black and white like this. Right, so the next one is the panorama mode. And this works by holding your phone still and move it from left to right, so it will look like this. Right, so let's move on to the next one, which is the slow-mo, or what they call ultra slow-mo. And this is my super favorite feature because it captures 7680 frames per second, and it's the highest on any smartphone as of today. So here you can toggle between different FPS. So we have 4x and 8x for continuous recording. Then we have 32x, 64x, and the highest is 256x, which shoots at 7680 frames per second. So here are the sample shots. So for best result, I suggest you shoot this on a well-lit environment because you're shooting at super high frame rates. So as you see, the higher FPS you go, the slower it gets. And here's the highest FPS, which is my favorite one because it makes things look super cool. Then we have the HDR or high dynamic range, which enhances the details in the lightest and darkest areas of the photos. Right, so here are some sample shots using the HDR, and as you see, it's really nice, super sharp. Right, so the next one is the light painting, and this mode is really cool, and you have 4 options. So the first one is capturing traffic trails, light graffiti, silky water, and star trails. Right, so here's a light graffiti. Next one is the AR lens. Now this one gives you this cute 3D emoji, and it tracks your head including your facial expressions, and you can even change into different animals. Right, so there's also a documents mode. Now this one lets you take pictures of documents, and it's like you're scanning, and the way it works is that it optimizes the picture as documents. Then we got stickers. Now these are just simple stickers that you can put on your pictures. So it's categorized and there are a bunch of choices to choose from. So you can place that wherever you want. So it looks like this. Right, so for the next one we have time lapse. So for this mode you're gonna need to use a tripod. So this is used for capturing slow moving things and it makes it seems faster. So it's the opposite of ultra slow-mo. And then we have the high-res mode. So for this mode, it allows you to shoot at 50 megapixels, giving you that super sharp photos you want. So here are some sample shots using the high-res mode. And there's also a dual view mode, which is basically a split video screen using 2 different lenses at the same time. And they are both independent lens, so as you see here, I can zoom in and out on one lens. So this is best used for action videos to give you that separate view. So one ultra wide and one close-up view. And then we have the underwater mode, which is obviously used underwater, but for this one, you're gonna need a waterproof case, which I don't have, so I won't be able to show you how it looks like underwater. And of course, I thought you might want to see this awesome feature because the camera supports up to 5 times optical zoom, 10 times hybrid zoom, and a maximum of 50 times zoom as if you're using a telescope that fits in your pocket. You should also try this on the moon and you'll be amazed to see the moon's craters. Right, so let's zoom out so you can see how far that guy is. See? That is so amazing, right? And Huawei also introduced a new feature called Me Time, which is available for Huawei devices with EMUI 10.1 and above. And this feature supports 1080p Full HD video calls between Huawei devices, giving you that clear video chat, which is really nice to have on your phone. Right, so that is my review of the Huawei P40 Pro cameras, and I can say that this is an awesome photography phone and I highly recommend it, especially if you love to take pictures or videos. Trust me, you won't go wrong with this device. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.